Joining us tonight. With I Am Boxing, you've gotten a special look into two of boxing's golden eras, and on September 16th, that tradition will continue with the mega fight of Canelo versus Triple G. So right now, it is my honor to introduce the dais tonight and conduct interviews with this incredible group. So let's get started. I first want to introduce Triple G's promoters, Tom Loeffler and Max Herman from Team Triple G. I said Tom Loeffler and Max Herman from Team Triple G. They're making their way out. There they are, sir. There you go, sir. Have a seat. All right, next we have Canelo's trainers, Eddie and Chepo Reynoso. This father and son team have guided Canelo's career from the very beginning and are known as some of the top trainers in the sport. Just like in the film we saw, we are lucky enough right now to be joined by experts in both of the golden eras of boxing. Oscar mentioned prior to the film Don Warwick Shargan, and he is actually here with us tonight. Don, come on out. Also joining us is a legend who really bridged the two golden ages between the four kings of Leonard, Hagler, Hearns, and Duran. And ladies and gentlemen, he is a two-division world champion, former unified middleweight world champion, and a man who fought at the top level of boxing for nearly 30 years. True legend. Please welcome Bernard the Executioner Hopkins. Did this fighter produce the film? He's done everything there is, essentially, in the sport of boxing. From his Olympic gold medal in 1992, to his 10 world titles in 6 weight classes, to his current job as the CEO and chairman of Golden Boy Promotions, the best promotional company in the business. He's a true ambassador for the fight game. Please welcome Mr. Oscar de la Hoya. And of course, we are joined by the two biggest fighters in the sport of boxing today. The two men ushering in the new golden age of boxing. First, he is an Olympic silver medalist, and since entering the professional ranks has destroyed just about everyone in front of him. He has a record of 37 wins, 0 losses with 33 knockouts. The WBC, WBA, and IBF world champion, ladies and gentlemen, Gennady Triple G Golovkin. And lastly, we are joined by the face of boxing in 2017. Since launching his professional career at the age of 15, there's little he hasn't done in the sport. He's a former 2-time super welterweight world champion and current Lineal and Ring Magazine middleweight champion. He has a record of 49-1-1 with 34 knockouts. Ladies and gentlemen, Saul Canelo Alvarez. Take a seat, gentlemen. We'll jump right into it. Don Shargan, I want to start with you, sir. You are the only person on this stage to have seen Sugar Ray Robinson actually in the ring and followed the rivalry between him and Jake LaMotta. Now looking back, what made that Sugar Ray and LaMotta rivalry so special?
Best of each other. Ray won 5 of the 6 fights, and the 5th fight, Jake won. But getting ready, they made a rematch 3 weeks later. But in the interim, 2 weeks later, Ray took a tune-up. So he fought 3 fights in 3 weeks, and the tune-up was against the top 10 fighter, California Jackie Wilson.
Wow, unbelievable. I mean, 3 fights in 3 weeks, if you think about that. And Bernard, you sir, I know, are a historian when it comes to the sport of boxing. And while the 4 kings essentially battled each other before you launched your career, and you debuted, I believe, in 1988, correct? Correct. So tell us about the rivalry and just in that era that existed among those 4 and why it was so great to watch back in the day.
Well, one reason is the foundation that started a lot of unification, including mine. So when you go back to the Haglers and the Leonards and Ray Robinson and all the history in the middleweight division up to now, I mean, this is a dynasty. They have it in football, they have it in basketball, we have it in boxing. And right now, you're starting to see another generation. Right now, Triple G and Canelo get a chance now to cement their legacy and that rich, long legacy of the middleweight division all the way back to Ray Robinson.
Thank you, Bernard. Now, bringing us to the present, Oscar, you've been a promoter for the most part of the careers of both the fighters, Triple G and Canelo. What do you see in these 2 fighters that made it a natural transition for them to sort of usher in this new golden age? And kudos, by the way, to the timing, because there was no marination of like 5 years. There was no taking of the time. It seemed to happen at just the right time. Is that part of what makes this event so special?
Well, what makes this event so special is that both fighters are in their prime. Both fighters are power punchers. Both fighters don't know how to take a step going backwards. They're gonna fight you with passion, just like Ice Cube said. They have fire in their belly, and they're gonna give you a great fight. So that's what I'm looking forward to. As a promoter, this is a dream come true, especially because it's a middleweight division. And when you talk about the middleweight division, like Don Chargan did and Bernard Hopkins did, a middleweight fight does not disappoint. A middleweight fight always delivers, and September 16th, this fight will be historical because of their styles. They will give you a war. They will give you, it's gonna be 12 rounds of hell, let me tell you.
This fight has 0 chance of being boring, I'll tell you that. Gennady, what does it mean to you to be mentioned along the same names of all these wonderful fighters and to participate in an event of this level, because this is the biggest scale and the biggest moment you've had so far? What does all this mean to you?
Absolutely, this biggest moment for me is I'm very proud. Thank you to my people, to all fans who support boxing. I respect the sport. I respect boxing.
Thank you. Canelo, for being such a young guy, you've had many big moments. But this is probably the pinnacle of your career at this moment. What does this type of event mean to you?
No, la verdad que sí he tenido grandes peleas, grandes retos en mi carrera, pero nos propusimos mi equipo y yo que en esta pelea se resumen 14 años de trabajo. Entonces, es una gran responsabilidad para mí esta pelea. Pero sin duda voy a salir con la mano en alto el 16 de septiembre. Y me siento muy orgulloso de que se haya hecho esta pelea, porque el que salga de esta pelea va a ser el mejor libra por libra, sin duda.
Canelo's had many big events in his career, and this has been the buildup of 14 years of his professional career. He recognizes that this is the biggest moment, and he realizes that whoever gets his hand raised, and he said it's going to be him, will be the true best middleweight and fighter in the world. All right. I'd like to move to September 16th specifically now and talk about the best fight in the boxing in the current era right now. Oscar, a lot of people thought this fight wasn't going to happen, and that politics were going to get in the way, or timing was going to get in the way, or whatever the case may be. How did you manage to finally have it come together and to nail it on what essentially is the biggest weekend in boxing, September 16th?
Well, first of all, fights of this magnitude take a long time to negotiate, and obviously we want to thank Tom Loeffler, who did a terrific job, who is Triple G's promoter. But fights like this take a while to put together, but the fans were demanding it, and we delivered to the fans. And those are the people that are most important in boxing are the fans. So this fight had to be made. And especially on September 16th, not only are we going to enjoy a great fight, we're going to be able to celebrate las fiestas patrias, la independencia de México. It's going to be a lot of fun. Las Vegas is going to be hot, let me tell you.
An hot event for sure. Gennady, up until about a year ago, essentially you were looked at as like the boogeyman of the sport. You were knocking out everyone. You had an incredible streak, and you were feared throughout all the middleweight division. When people started saying after the Kell Brook fight or the Jacobs fight that you looked a little more vulnerable, that you may be getting a little bit older, do you feel that is the case? Do you feel that Canelo is meeting you still at the peak of your career?
All my fights, this is my fight, this is my story. Right now, new story. Right now is new position. I believe we're bringing new step to history, Canelo. You know? Thank you for everybody who supports this fight. Amazing time, amazing fight for us.
Canelo, you faced at your young age so many different styles and different types of fighters, from Mayweather, of course, to Erislandy Lara, to James Kirkland and Miguel Cotto, and yet, because the sport and people are hardcore critics, they were giving you a hard time because they made it seem like you were putting off facing Triple G. What do you make of the timing of it all, and why do you feel September 16th this year was the right time to finally face Golovkin?
No, creo que este tipo de peleas duran tiempo para hacerse, ¿no? Entre comillas duró mucho, pero este tipo de peleas duran 5 o 6 años en hacerse, ¿no? Pero gracias a Dios está. Lo que sí quiero decirles, desde que tengo 15 años peleando profesional, no le he tenido miedo a nadie, no conozco el miedo. Y no creo conocerlo, porque como lo dije una vez, cuando nací yo ya se había repartido el miedo. Entonces no lo conozco. No lo conozco y solamente quise brindarles esta pelea a la afición, una pelea que querían ver. Estoy listo para esto y para mucho más.
These types of fights take a lot of time, just like Oscar said, and it didn't take the 5 years that you're used to for these mega fights, but it actually came together at the right time when it's supposed to come together. And when he was born, that's when the fear left. There was no fear to be there, and it's something he's very much looking forward to, and he feels the timing is essential and perfect. You know something?
Mario, before we go on, where are the Triple G fans? Where are the Canelo fans? Alright, what I want to do is pick one Triple G fan and one Canelo fan to come on stage. We'll send somebody up there to get you, so one Triple G fan and one Canelo fan. You're going to have the opportunity to ask a question. Or why do you think Canelo's gonna win, and why do you think Triple G's gonna win? We'll send somebody up to get you.
Ask a question, maybe throw some chingazos, we'll see. Alright, now a question for Eddie and Chepo Reynoso. Canelo is known for being a gym rat, always working hard, he's always in incredible shape. Given that this is the biggest fight of his career, are you going to do anything different to prepare?
No se va a hacer nada diferente, porque él siempre trabaja al 100% para quien sea. Esta vez no va a ser la excepción. Respetamos como persona a Triple G, pero el 16 de septiembre se acaba ese respeto para demostrar quién es quién arriba del ring. Para mí ya es el mejor libra por libra el Canelo. Solamente falta el 16 que se lo demuestre a todo el mundo. Gracias.
He's not going to do anything different. They always prepare hard. He's always in shape. and they always have respect for all their opponents, but come September 16th, he's going to have no respect and do what he has to do to get his hand raised, and Canelo is going to be the victor that night. Now, last questions right here before we get to fans. I know fighters don't necessarily like to give predictions, but let me just start with you, Gennady. Will this fight go the distance? Do you feel it will end in a knockout? How do you see it playing out?
I don't know, seriously. I'm not good. I don't know. We can hear you. I believe this is the biggest fight for people, for sport, for boxing.
Canelo, same question. How do you see this fight ending? Decision, knockout? What's your prediction?
Yo creo que es muy difícil que llegue a la decisión. Es una pelea que los estilos se acomodan para un knockout y obviamente me voy a preparar muy bien para ser yo el que lo aplique.
It's very difficult for this fight to end up in a decision because the styles lend themselves that it should be a knockout, and that's what we're going to be going for that night.
We've got the fans ready for questions.
We're going to have a couple questions in the audience, Monica? Okay, go ahead.
Okay, all right. Triple G fan ranking.
Yeah. Hello, I came here from Kazakhstan, and today I'm happy to be here, and I appreciate that I know, and I met you before, and I'm a follower of you, and Jenna, you are the best. Thank you.
I'm sorry. Well, can someone translate that, please? What was the question? Was that part of the
He
statement?
just wanted to make a comment. All right, Canelo fan right here.
Here, bring him on stage. Bring him on stage. Come on, get over here. Come on. We can't hear you. Get over here. Both of them. Come on.
All right, a couple more questions. We're going to have the fighters face off.
All right, for the Canelo fan, come here. Come here. For the Canelo fan, why do you think Canelo's gonna win?
Because he's Mexican.
Kazakhstan, why do you think Triple G's gonna win the fight?
Can you repeat this?
Why do you think Triple G win fight?
Because he's the best. That's why. This is only the reason.
Thank you.
That's it. That's right there. All right. We got one more question from the crowd or no? All right, we're good. At this point, we're going to have the fighters face off. So Gennady, Canelo, would please meet center stage. Ladies and gentlemen, it is going down September 16th, T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Face off, gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, for the undisputed middleweight champion of the world, it is going down September 16th, Las Vegas, T-Mobile Arena, HBO pay-per-view, Saul